Yeah, g'day YouTubers, Tinker O'Toole again here with another video. Today we're going to, I'll just show you this little tooth here. What we're going to do is make that into a Hexa profile. Let's see if we can zoom in there a little bit. There it is. So I've covered that all in red and that's been round filed. And we'll just sort of like come up there so that you can see that. I think you can see that pretty good. That's been all round filed. As you can see, it fits in there perfect. So what we're going to do is put this into the grinder. And we're going to make a Hexa on it. Now, the wheel's already been ground, which is pretty straightforward and easy. It's just a matter of dressing the wheel hexagonal. The two sides of any wheel are parallel, so it just means that you need to put a 60-degree angle on here and a 60-degree angle on here so that you've got 120-degree angles. So what we'll do, we'll just make sure that's set up and it's going to go in. Yeah, I think that's okay. We'll just start it and we'll just see how it goes. We'll just have a look at that, make sure it went down deep enough. We'll just pull that out and have a bit of a look. It's not a full chain. It's just part of a chain. Just turn this off. There it is there. Come out perfect. Look at that. Beautiful hexagonal shape. Now it's 65 degrees coming down on the top plate cutting angle, and on top here we've got 25 degrees on that, so that's what Steel recommend, 25 degrees on the top plate angle. See if whether we can zoom in and get a better picture of that. That's 25 degrees on there. And that's ground beautiful. You can even see like a bit of a burr there. Look at that. So it's quite easy to get a Hexa profile on any full chisel chain, just a little bit of mucking around on the wheel. So what I want to talk about now is the geometry of setting up a Hexa grind using just normal chain. Now you can take a normal 3/8 chain and profile the wheel, and we'll go over that in a minute, or you can get 0.325 either 58 thou or 063 gauge, because the width of the tooth is exactly the same width as a Hexa tooth. Hexa tooth, the width, the kerf, 4.1 millimeters on a standard 3/8 chain. 0.325, exactly the same, 4.1 millimeters in width. So you can get a fantastic Hexa cut, grind, using a 4.8 millimeter wheel. So two things. There are various different ways to dress the wheel, but we'll just come over here and we'll zoom in and I'll just sort of talk about that. So what we see here is your grinding wheel. Now normally your grinding wheel has that nice radius on it. Now with the Hexa, this is the one that we done, and we can zoom in there and have a good look at that in a minute, is that this here is a 60-degree angle, and this is a 60-degree angle, which makes up your 120 degrees. So if we were to dress this wheel horizontal, that would be a 90-degree angle. So what we do is bring the dressing block down on a 30-degree angle. So this angle here and that angle here will be 120 degrees. Now, you don't want to make it any longer than about 3 millimeters. You can have it right in the middle, but I find it actually works better if this side is anywhere from, say, 2.7 to 3 millimeters in length. And this side here is about 2 millimeters. And that really makes a nice hexa grind. On my Stihl USG grinder, well, it just looks like this. That's what it looks like there. We'll just sort of bring that over there. So that's exactly what it looks like on a USG grinder, just like that. But I found out, just by playing around, this really does give a great profile. And this is it here. That's what it is. Now, if you look closely, when I was talking about this 3 millimeters, that's that distance from the tip there to there. So roughly, if you look at a hexa comes about 2/3 of the way down the tooth. So if you make this longer on here, if you were to make this 3.5 millimeters, then this is just going to come longer down on the side plate. That's about all you want. Anywhere from 2.7 to about 3 millimeters. This is the other part that goes down here. That's that part there. That's really, to me, not that much important. It could, yeah, it's not really that important. The only other thing that you'll notice here, this is on a brand new tooth, that as you grind back, that you probably just get the file and take that off, so keep the gullet fairly uniform and straight. But that's what it looks like. It's pretty simple, and that is a beautiful grind. Only one thing I'll say about grinding, using a grinder, the slower you go, the better finish you get. And that, you know, you're going to struggle getting that with a file. A file's never going to give a finish as good as that. I don't care what anyone says. I've been doing this for too long. Files leave score marks. Grinders grind a lot smoother. Depends on what grit you got on your wheel. But typically about 80 grit gives a beautiful finish. And you go nice and slow. So that's pretty much it. And if you have a look at the wheel, it is exactly what I said it was. Just sort of getting the right spot here. Whereas this part here can be anywhere from 2.7 to 3 millimeters. This is the most important part here, because that is your top plate cutting angle. That's the one that's going to come down your 60 degrees in and your 60 degrees out. And then you angle this head, this actual head. So once you've done that, you angle this head to 65 degrees. And that's going to grind your hexa exactly the same as what this chain, that's the profile that you're going to end up getting. And as you can see, beautiful profile. In my opinion, that cuts up to about 10% faster if you use a 0.325 chain, either 58 thou or 63 thou. If you do that on a regular 3/8 chain, it may be about 7% improvements. But it certainly works really well with 0.325 because of the narrower kerf that's on 0.325, which is exactly the same as hexa. Anyway, I hope that helps a lot of people out there that may be contemplating. Sure, you can go out and buy a hexagonal file. I've got them as well. But if you've got a few chains to do and you're getting sick of using the file, because those files are expensive and it is a lot quicker to do it. Once you've set the wheel up, it only takes the occasional dressing. You don't have to, you might do 5 or 6 chains You may have to dress the wheel, and if you dress the wheel, it's only a few seconds here or there. Once you get used to it, you don't have to touch the wheel very much at all. It's only to keep those little sharp corners. That's all you're trying to do, keep those little sharp corners. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now.